Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with a layout in partnership with Crazy Craft Obsession, which is an online Australian scrapbooking store. I am using the Simple Story Say Cheese Frontier at the Park collection, which also happens to be my How to Kill a Kit with Style collection for the month. And I am doing two birds with one stone, and I am also using this layout as part of the How to Kill a Kit with Style Hop that we are doing this month. So Sarah's theme is, I think it's oldies but goodies, I think she said. So I'm stretching this just slightly because I am using a brand new collection to me, and a relatively new collection to Simple Story, so that sort of doesn't fit the theme. The stencils are new-ish from Vicky Booten that I'm using, so it's from Sweet Rush. They're not brand new, but they're pretty new. So I'm kind of saying I've pulled out my Distress Oxides, which while they're not super old, they're something that have been in my stash for a long time. But I'm also saying, so I use the Tim Holtz, I don't know what they're called, but the blending brush that I'm using now is Tim Holtz one. I've had it for a while and I've never used it. And I have to say, while the effect looks fabulous and it goes through the stencil really well, I didn't love it. And I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. Someone tell me if I'm doing it wrong. I didn't wet the brush or anything. Maybe I'm supposed to wet the brush first. I'm not sure. But the hairs kind of came out and I don't know. I didn't love it, even though the effect that it gave was great. So maybe I just need to persevere. I don't know. So I'm also now pulling out some of Vicky Booten's, what were they called? Like the coloured pastes that she did. And this one's in Spearmint. And I'm using a Tim Holtz stencil and it is called Mosaic, I think. Let's see, what is it called? Mosaic layering stencil. The texture paste is old, or it's not that old, but I've had it in my stash for a while. Same with the Distress Oxide. But the stencils I got from Crazy Craft Obsession as well. And then I'm coming in with my navy H2KAKWS Hop colour shine and doing my splatters, just at the moment concentrating them over the texture paste that I popped through the stencil. Sorry, I'm just letting my dog outside. I'm going to probably be interrupted in just a second by my son coming home. So if I end abruptly, I'm just warning you, that's what's happening. So I am just adding my splatters. I'm also adding some silver. And it is my Marabou art spray in silver. So it's like an acrylic paint-based art spray or mist. Again, I've had that in my stash for a while as well. I really like it. Although as oldies but goodies, I could definitely use my H2KAKWS Hop colour shine in navy. You know that I use it most layouts and I love it. And it's not finished yet, but it's getting close. Right, now I've almost finished. I'm just mixing up that silver spray. It takes a good while to mix. I guess the acrylic paint is probably heavier than maybe whatever the other mediums they use in some of the other mists. It takes a bit of extra mixing. And then I'm going to put this aside, let it dry and come back. I'm pretty sure this is the next day. I've cut my paper down just slightly and I'm using paper from I think this is from the Frontier at the Park collection. Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Cass from Crazy Craft Obsession also put in 5 extra pieces of pattern paper as well to make up a bit more of a kit for me. But this is definitely from the Frontier at the Park papers. Now I'm using it as a border on my page and then I'm matting my photos in the same paper just to keep it all nice and kind of cohesive. I've got 3 photos here. I actually had more, but I paired them back because they were variations on a theme, really. And they're of Lincoln jumping in a puddle out in our backyard. And then the one on the right-hand side is him standing there. It's pelting with rain. You probably can't tell in the photo, but it is bucketing down. He's got his gumboots on and his jacket on, and he's standing out there with his hand out to feel the water. It was quite warm. This was taken in September, so it wasn't like super warm, but it wasn't that cold. And so he doesn't really get to play in the rain that often, or he does a little bit at daycare. They're very much let them go outside if they've got gumboots and jackets on and kind of, live life and have fun. But at home, it's not that I don't want to do it. We just tend to stay inside when it's raining. But the rain came down so hard and so fast, and it was not for long. And it created amazing puddles. So I was like, come on, bud, let's go out and have a jump in some puddles. So we did. Now I am pulling out the 49er Market Spectrum Sherbet, the Palettes Rub-On Transfer Set, it's called. Now, Cass threw this in as a freebie for me because she knows that I don't like rub-ons. But everyone's been raving about these. And so she threw them in for me to have a try. And so I thought, you know what? I threw them into my kit, even though the colours don't match amazingly, but there were some really nice blues and greens in the rub-ons. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to put them on this page and see what I think of them. And I have to say, everyone's right. They definitely rub on very well. I wasn't sure how they'd go over the top of mixed media. They were fabulous. So I'm definitely going to have to make an effort to use them. I will keep them kind of on my desk so that I try to remember to pull them out. I even did, in the next one that I'm about to use now, I even put it on top of one of the others and it layered really nicely too. So I can see why people like them. A few people in one of my videos said, just try them. I think you'll really love them. And they were right. Look, I wouldn't go so far as to say that I love them, but they definitely work very well. Much better than the kind of rub-ons I remember, back in the day. So that's what I have to say about that. Cass was right. I do like them. They are lovely to work with. They do rub on easily. So that was good. And then I'm just going to stick down my white cardstock first onto my border, just so it's done. I don't have to worry about it. And then I'm going to create my clusters. Now I'm going to use, again, I think it's Splash Mountain. I don't know. Am I making that up, or is that an actual kind of theme park ride in one of the American parks? Someone from America tell me. But that's what I'm using on this page. And there's a few, there's an ephemera piece that says make a splash, and a couple of there's a paddle steamer which I'm putting on, and there's a few word strips that are sort of about water and rivers and floating and whatnot. So I'm getting them on the page. Is it directly related? No. Does it work? I think so. So that's what I'm doing here. Oh, and this lamp, I cover up the bit that says Market Square, but I stuck the lamp on the page. I don't know why. I just did. And then I also add some stars. They kind of look like sheriff's stars to me, which they might well be, but I add those as well. There's not much else to tell you. Oh, I will tell you. So Crazy Craft Obsession have given me they haven't given me specifically a referral link. They have a referral program. So I have put my referral link in the description box down below. So if you are wanting to shop with them and you use that link, I do get something from that, but so do you. So there's like a dollar value. It's either $10 or $15 you get for using that link to shop, and I also get the same when you use that link. So it's a win-win for both of us if you do decide you would like to check out what they have on offer and to purchase something from them. So that's kind of cool. We both get something. But if you are in Australia or New Zealand and you do want to try out a new local business, they're not that new anymore. They've been around for a few months. They have great suppliers. I really like them, and they're lovely people. And they'll also get in things for you, which is amazing. Now, the thickers that I'm using, Cass also chose for me for the kit, and they are called Maggie, and they're chipboard, like a, what do you call it? Like a cardboard chipboard, like a raw cardboard chipboard, with a white line. Gosh, I am not good with words today. I have been madly trying to clean my house because my parents are coming to stay, and I didn't do as much cleaning during the week as I would have liked because Addison hasn't been feeling well. She's teething and having a really hard time of it. Lincoln had a little medical hiccup with his tough stuff that kind of threw me for a loop. And it just, it made for a really interesting week. And I'm tired. I'm really tired. But that's okay. We're at the weekend now. My parents are coming to stay on Monday. And it's going to be great. Okay, I'm adding the stars. So there are a few stars from the sticker sheet and the puffy stickers. And so I'm adding those. There's not quite 3 in each cluster. I think there's 2 in most of the clusters and 3 in one. But that's okay. It works. And then I'm going to add a couple of word strips. So I actually add 4 word strips to this page, which I know is a bit weird, but there were 4 word strips that kind of worked. So I'm adding batten down the hatches, a big splash, floating down the river, and warning you will get wet. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Obviously my title, puddle jumping fun. And then I'm popping up these word strips on some foam. I think all of them are on foam. Oh no, except I popped one underneath my title. Just because I wanted to put the 4 on the page and I wasn't sure where to put the 4th one. What else to tell you? So make sure you check out the Crazy Craft Obsession group. So there's a community group. You don't need to be from Australia or New Zealand. You don't need to be a customer. If you just want to come and hang out, they're lovely. All ladies, I think, in the group so far, but that doesn't mean you can't come if you are not a lady. If you are a creative who loves creating, come and hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. Cass does lives on the Crazy Craft Obsession Facebook page. She does classes. She tries to do them. Well, she used to do them once a week, but in reality, she's pregnant in her 2nd trimester now. And she might be pushing into her 3rd soon, actually. And so things have slowed down just a wee bit. But she does great classes. So much fun. And they do little discounts with their classes. So they do cheeky little discounts, which is so fun. So if you watch, even when you watch back after, you don't have to watch it live. The discount codes are there, which is awesome. I'm just checking to see whether I want to add any of the brads. I don't, and I also don't add any of the enamel dots because I added the stars, and I don't add any splatters because they're already on the page. So we are finished. So thank you so much for watching. Check out all the other ladies for the How to Kill a Kit with Style Hop, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye.